What's going on, YouTube? My name is Min, and today I'll be providing my insight with how the market went today, and what this group is about. And hopefully, you guys enjoy this video. Um, so yeah, let's get started. Uh, the whole point of my group Tradism, the whole definition, the abbreviation behind it is actually for traders and alcoholism. With everyone out there, we all love alcohol. And basically, when I look at trading, I'm like, I love trading. And yeah, that's the whole point of me having to create this group. It's called Tradism. So that's where jokes aside, yeah, let's get started. With the market on the Nasdaq especially, I'm trading with a company called ApexTraderFunding.com, and they're a really great company. They basically have um, like accounts that you can purchase for like a small fee, and you can get paid with these accounts once you pass it. Um, I've been trading with this kind of firm for about a year now. I didn't have any success a while now, but as of recently, I actually just found my edge, and I've been trading it consistently. So it's been, I'm going to be teaching that, like that trading edge that I've had, and hopefully you guys can all learn from it. But yeah, to really get started here, I'm going to start from, probably about a week back. This day over here was June 17th, over here was June 16th, and then over here was June 14th. And of course, the 15th and 16th was Saturday and Sunday. So we don't trade on weekends, right? Um, so yeah, around pre-market, the day before on the 12th, we pushed through, right? And yeah, next day has passed, and now we're at the 13th. Around 8:30, we actually had some significant news. I think it was like PMI, or whatever. And around that time, we spiked to the upside. We hit that resistance somewhere there. There was no resistance there technically; it just rejected. But we could tell that there was actually sellers on this candle. Right after it pushed back up to the highs of that candle, we sold off erratically, and we just developed a support around this range, and around this level, you want to be buying off of these support ranges, especially off of this candle. This is actually a good area to buy off of. Um, so a lot of people have been doing that. Every time, even on like 9:30 open over here, right after it got to this price around 1988.2s, we actually bounced right off of it and then moved to the upside, filled the gap here on the side over here on the left, and started selling off again. And then ever since then, it wasn't able to break above the resistance band here, so we ended up just selling right off to the downside. What I like to do though on this market is to actually use one of these days as a reference for the next day. And I've been using this quite often, and it's been working out for me often enough to be able to get a clear indication of a reversal and a higher probability of success. So over here, to our left at around 8:30 on June 16th, on June 13th, we actually hit the highs of the market around 19,950s. This was actually the high at that time, and there was nothing higher than that. And I use that as a reference point after it sold off today, because I know that that's going to be the high that we're going to be running into. There's going to be a resistance later. The market sold off on June 13th, and basically around this level right here, between 19,803s to 19,869s, there wasn't really a defined support to find around the previous day as well. Like you can definitely tell that over here was a resistance at that point, but it wasn't very concrete in my opinion. So over here, having to buy the dip here, you would never know whether it would have gone towards 19,765s, 19,765s, or much lower than that from the previous day. It could have easily gone to 19,700s as well. But yeah, the market went sideways instead. We actually got a nice bounce out of it. And then right here was a defined support. You want to start buying around these levels usually off of these support ranges. As you can see, around this level, we got a really strong buy. We came back down, got a really strong buy, and then over here it started chopping sideways, but we didn't really get that consistent selling that the market makers want. We didn't get that nice strong dip below the level like what happened over here. So over here would have been a great probability, maybe like a 60-70% chance of it coming back up to the upside to hit the resistance again. Over here was a lower high, meaning that the market came back down and it couldn't push lower than actually 19,820s. So that's a lower high. But then again, that's not very predictable. Usually around the support ranges is something that I'd prefer to buy off of. So just around this level, this is an area that I actually like to use in terms of buying off of. In case it breaks out to the upside again, I would be probably long right around 19,807s, just around the corner here. This is where having to use key supports and everything really matters. So the market was going throughout the day, channeling to the upside. We ended up selling much harder to the downside. There wasn't really a level from the previous day to be able to determine whether this was a support or not. But basically, this would be a high risk play, in my opinion, to be buying a knife, not knowing where the bottom is. But also, I also have some extra theories with regards to trends like this that are moving to the downside that will give you a better probability of a trade than most people would. So if you guys ever want to learn more about that, just feel free to join my Discord, and then I'll explain more deeper to like what I mean by that. And then you guys can, just basically learn. Anyways, the market reversed around 12:30, moved forward and kept pushing upside until the end of the day. And we were just kind of like, slowly and gradually chopping to the upside. The next day after that, we had pre-market moving to the right. And, one of my favorite things is actually to utilize not even just the high and lows of the previous day, but right after the market closes, I always like draw out a line for the previous low of the day and then the previous high of the day, because those are going to be perfect levels in the near future. So just over here, we started printing around this level here. We hit a resistance. The market sold off. You can definitely clearly see that this is a defined sell-off. And then that's like a support sort of right there. And then coming back to that price, we actually rejected off the high and then came back lower. So, on a recent, like the most recent trend that we can see, we will use this as a resistance. So 19,917s, 19,917.50s will be a recent resistance. Around that time, nearing about 6 a.m., we sold off the market really quickly. And of course, around 19,770s, we actually came back to the support level of basically the previous day. And around this time, because of the trend, the overall market has been moving up for quite a long time. We kind of have to ask ourselves, is the market ready to sell off, right? Is the market really going to sell off below the support 19,764s to 19,696, or is it going to sell off all the way down to 19,247? And that's the thing. We will never know that. However, we have to ask ourselves, is this the best probability of a trade? Yes, it is the best probability of a trade. And the reason why is because we now have a defined support from the previous day, and we also have a defined resistance of the previous day. And overall, I've been using that as like a reference to trading my days moving forward, usually on a weekly basis, and that helps a lot. So now that we have our defined resistance, it's just around here. We have a defined support around this level. It'd probably be a good idea to buy off this level around 765s and then have a stop loss maybe 10 to 15 points below, or even probably about even a tighter stop loss of 5 points, because that's the risk tolerance that we're trying to take. So as of recently, I've discovered a few new tricks up my sleeve, and this is how I've been trading and have successfully been, getting my first ever payout with Apex. I just wanted to say that I'm fairly happy with the result, and I'm looking to continue of doing this, and always having to learn a new process. So this day over here was June 14th. We pushed the highs. We didn't really quite get there to the resistance. However, you can definitely see that we've been rejecting off of this level quite often. This is around like the overnight session. This is the consolidation. So we've been rejecting off the consolidation with nice big swings to the downside. Um, but overall, this really didn't have like a defined low of the day or even like a defined high of the day for June 14th. So taking in that this might not even be used properly. Um, the best kind of support that we had was around 930, hitting this low over here, just around 930 and 19,824s. We got a nice reversal into the resistance area, and then we got some rejections off that. But no, because of that nice defined support, we got a nice bounce right off of that level around 19,825s, and it came back up to the highs. And then at this point, every time it got to a lower print, it started getting a higher print. Now we got right here a lower low, a lower low, a lower low. All of a sudden, the lower low prints a higher low. Oh no, a higher high, and then a lower high, and then of course it continues to that level of the structure, and we broke right through it. So the overnight session, around 4 p.m., we can definitely see that there was a little bit of a support here, and we've been clearly bouncing right off of it somehow. Going below it, going above it, things like that. Next day after that, from June 16th moving forward, around June 16th, 4 p.m., we're moving down to 6 p.m. We bounced right off of this level. I believe there was a candle hitting that exact level just down here. Nope. So we just bounced right off that level. On June 16th, we actually broke through the high of the resistance from 2 days back. The resistance over here, we broke above it. And then for that day, we were staying above that range the entire time. As you can see, we broke below it again over here, retested the support, pushed up above the level here, got a nice print overnight for like a higher price, and that overnight level was even higher than the previous one, which is this level. And yeah, that basically served like as a tool to how the market was going to move for today. So with pre-market around 4:25 a.m., we had a high 4:19. We had a high print, and then overnight we had some consolidation. We had a support right here. It bounced, came back up to that level. We bounced one more time, and then of course we sold off. And then right around here, this was actually the resistance of the previous like couple days back, and you can see that we got a bounce off there, and we got a nice consolidation of support just right around this level. And yeah, it bounced right up to that VWAP, and we sold off. And then around that other time frame, the low of the market, it happened again. With the resistances, it bounced off of that resistance again, and then we pushed up higher. We started printing lower highs, and eventually we got a consolidation into that resistance, and then we broke out. From here, it just moved from 20,020 to 20,270s, and this was like a 300-point move because at this point we had a lot of volume this past week, and the short sellers basically lost. And then over here, I tried shorting the market, hoping for it to come back down to 20,000. It didn't really work out with that shorting. However, with having to fade the market, it always comes with risk and reward. You always want to set a stop loss, a tight one, around good resistance levels and everything. In any case, yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully you guys will learn something out of this video. If you guys want more of like a one-on-one or like more of a a controlled way of thinking of something, this is very theoretical the way that I think. And if you guys want to learn that, just feel free to join the Discord, and I'll try my best. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is Tradism Group, and yeah, we're addicted traders, and we're always looking to have a nice community of addicted traders out there who are serious about the business, and or always looking to learn the price action to the um, max extent that we have for it. So, anyways, thank you. Have a good night.